on you guys, and how much was it their defense?
I'm just going to say both. I don't know. You have to give Cleveland credit for playing a good game. I thought it looked like we had an extreme amount of anxiety on offense. And so we were not in rhythm for most of the night.
How do you define that anxiety? Is that just
again, Cleveland gets an immense amount of credit for their game plan, their execution, their defense in general. It felt like an unnecessary feeling of desperation at times tonight. And I think there's probably a few different sources of that. Some of it's motivation, some of it's trying to make a play, some of it's trying to be aggressive, some of it's, trying to extend a lead or cut a lead where you can't get 6-point plays. You just need to let the game, call upon what's appropriate at the time and let the basketball use its energy for good.
Does the swing from winning 8 games in a row, there are lessons in what you're talking about and dealing with that anxiety and dealing with the challenges after things were going so well for so long?
I think time will tell. It's easy to try to answer that now. I think on the surface, of course, sure, there's a level of real variables that you could point to in terms of you had added visibility, excitement, level of games, in regards to the Cup and Christmas and whatnot. But we have a job. That season started in October and it's going till the springtime, and you have to go to your job every day, and you have to have the right approach, and you have to execute whatever that work day calls upon. And we have not been as good as we needed to be the last couple of days.
Coach, it seemed like you guys were using Vic more in pick and roll situations tonight. How do you evaluate your process there and sort of the looks you were able to generate?
To give you a detailed answer, I'd have to go back and watch, but I think, we've wanted to utilize him as a screener and a roller and put pressure on the rim. I thought he did a good job of that, and when he does with the right angles and the handlers do their part in that partnership, we're typically able to gain advantages and good looks. And I thought there were times when we did that with proper spacing, and there were times when we did that we missed shots. And I think that's something that we have to understand, that can't dictate the process or the approach of what's going to go into trying to produce the outcomes. The stuff that goes in prior to the outcome has to be what we value. And then typically if you do that consistently over time, you get the outcomes that you like, or more times than not.
That starting group has not started a ton of games together, kind of counterintuitively. It's mostly De'Aaron and Victor haven't always been healthy at the same time. What is the process like for that group learning to gel together?
Yeah, the process, unfortunately, the biggest or best thing is going to be time. And I think then there is an approach and a game plan that I have to lead and support them in. And then there is a togetherness and a commitment of them to play together and to use each other's strengths to gain advantages together and let the basketball and the play find the open man on that possession.
What are you hoping that Carter gets out of these minutes, and what do you see from the non-box score type of stuff that he's doing?
He's been phenomenal. His energy, his activity, you cannot replicate real on-the-job training in game minutes in the NBA, and I couldn't be happier with what he's done the last couple games.